Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm sure the title of this video is definitely a clear indicator that we are going to be talking brows today. And yes, I think I shot a brow routine in 2015, and because I am always asked about my brows, how I do them, what do I use, and people still comment on that video till today, I thought I would share with you guys my updated brow routine because I do use a different product now, and I kind of do my brows a little bit different, and my routine is a little different now. So I wanted to share with you guys the new products I'll be using. Now guys, I have not grew my brows in maybe 4 or 5 months. Yeah, I grew my brows maybe twice a year. So I'm trying to grow my eyebrows out. I feel like this method works for me. Filling in my brow is major key, and when I'm doing my makeup, I don't want to spend 15 or 20 minutes on my brows, which is what I used to do. Well, at least that's how long it felt in my mind. So I have switched up my products a little bit and has made my eyebrow routine a lot quicker. So first things first, I'm going to share with you guys the products that I use, and I only use 4 products, and that includes my tools, so my brushes. So what I use is the NYX eyebrow powder pencil, y'all, and this stuff is bomb. I picked it up at IMATS in January, and I have not put it down since. If you guys have seen my last video, you guys know that I used to use the Benefit Browsing, and it's not because I fell out of love with this product. I just wanted something where I could do my brows quickly. I didn't need too much, and this has been it. Next up, to clean my brows, I use the NARS Creamy Radiance Concealer. I think in my last video I was still using the LA Pro concealer, but this has been an oldie but goodie for well over a year now, and I'm obsessed with this concealer. So this is what I use to clean up my brows. So next thing is the tools, and I use 2 brushes. The first brush that I use is this e.l.f. Cosmetics, and it's a concealer brush. This is one of their brushes that cost $1, and I use this to apply the concealer onto my eyes and kind of shape the brows. And last but not least, I use this deluxe crease brush, and this is by Real Techniques, and this is what I use to blend out my concealer. So if you guys are looking for a very easy way to get your brows done in a really quick time, I suggest you guys try out my method. And I also have a little tip that I put in for you guys who are oily girls and are really oily in your T-zone. And I hope you guys find it useful. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know if you are a brow pencil girl or a powder and wax girl. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys are using. And yes, so if you want to see my super easy, definitely beginner friendly eyebrow tutorial, eyebrow routine, whatever you guys want to call it, then stay tuned. Now the first thing you want to do is go ahead and brush your brows. Now I brush mine upwards because that is the direction my brows grow in, but brush it in whatever direction your eyebrows grow in. I'm gonna go in with my pencil. I usually start at the bottom of my brow. Now what I do is I draw a line about 3/4 the length of my brow, and I usually stop where the arch of my eyebrow would begin. Now once I draw that bottom line, I move on to the top of my brow, and I start from, of course, the beginning of the eyebrow, and I take that all the way to the tail end of the brow. Now once I like what that top line is looking like, I go back to the bottom of the brow, starting where I ended off, and kind of bring that down towards the tail end at the bottom, and that kind of helps to make the 2 lines meet and helps form a nice tail end, and it also helps to emphasize your arch. Now once my 2 tail ends have met, I go ahead and fill in my brows. Now when I'm filling in my brows, I make sure to use light strokes. I focus and make the tail end of the brow a lot darker, and for the front end of the brow it's a lot lighter. I do not go really heavy handed in that area because, as you guys will see, I'm going to end up brushing that out. Now I do not like the front of my brow to look harsh and, you know, just strong. Now once my brow is filled in, I go back in with my spoolie, making sure to first and foremost blend the front of my brow out. I usually blend that in a upward motion. Now it is totally fine if you end up brushing too much of the product out of the front of your brow. I always go back in with a pencil and touch up the areas that I feel have brushed out too much. So no worries, you can always go back and reapply product to the parts that you feel you've brushed off too much. So next I'm going to go in with my concealer, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my concealer brush, and I'm going to get some of that product on there. I do not use that much product, but I do make sure that it is on both the front and back of my brush. Now just like with the pencil, when cleaning up the brow, I start at the bottom of my brow, but this time I go ahead and sculpt my brow how I want, and I take that product all the way from the front of the brow to the tail end, and then I move on to the top of the brow doing the same. And just like with the pencil, I make sure that my two tail ends meet, and I think this is very key in getting a really nice sharp tail end with your brow. So you want to make sure, like I'm like going back and forth from the top to the bottom of the brow and just getting that concealer and making that tail end as precise as I want it to be. Now that I have cleaned my brow to my liking, I go in with my brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and brush that product. You're gonna have to blend a lot with this process, especially because I did my brows after my foundation for the purpose of this video. So yes, you want to make sure you blend for your life. If you do this before your foundation, it's not that hard to blend, but because the rest of my face is already set, it is. So yes, just continue to blend, keep blending, and I make sure to kind of blend and then blend away from the brow, if that makes sense. And also I go ahead and touch up the front of the brow too, just to help with that gradient effect, because again, I don't want the front of my brow to be too harsh. Now this tip is for my oily girls. Just like we have to set our face, I make sure to set my brows. So I go in with my Mercier translucent powder, and I just dust that over my brows. I get very oily in my T-zone area, so this ensures that my brows stay put. And just like that, my brows are complete.